All right, guys. Hey, Coach Ian here with Somerset Fitness Extreme. So this week, sorry I missed last week's vlog, but this week we're going to talk about some shoulder mobility and some of the things that I do to warm up. Brief background on me: I about damn near had a total right shoulder reconstruction. Back in 2012, November 2012, I had to have my bicep tendon reattached, my supraspinatus tendon reattached, a joint clavicular resection, which is where they like cut the joint capsule and then stick it back together, because I ruptured the back of my joint capsule, and on like the scope images, like there was like cartilage sticking out of the back of my shoulder, like the joint capsule. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, they had to fix my labrum inside the glenoid humeral space there, where the humeral head goes in. That's the material that sits on the glenoid, so that when your shoulder joint moves around, it kind of has a smooth surface where the hyaline cartilage from the bone sits in. And then they had to cut the end of my clavicle off, do a clavicular resection, so that it all kind of went back together. And I have very little internal range of motion, and I finally got the majority of my external range of motion back. But if you're one of those people that has really bad shoulder mobility, some basic things that I do. So something that like I have all of my kids do, and my adults, when we warm up, every day I have them do 10 passes. So we go out to basically a snatch grip. So if you feel the PVC pipe will be slightly above your groin, adjacent or even with your hip bones, right? So like my hip bones right here, the pipe's even with it. So a traditional snatch grip. We're gonna go back all the way over top of the head and down to the back of the small of the back. Notice I'm keeping my rib cage down. I'm not arching my back to get the PVC pipe to move back and forth. I'm staying nice and relaxed. So what I have people do is I have them do generally about 20 to 30 passes, and then slowly as you go through your passes and your range of motion gets better and your shoulders pockets start opening up, you can walk your fingers in more and more and more, so that we get a more accurate representation of where your end range of motion is overhead as far as the width of your hands. Another thing I like to do is open my lats up by doing a single arm pass. So I will pass to one side, and then I'll come back to the center and pass to the other side. So it helps open my lats up, because a lot of times, especially with men, where we have a bigger upper back structure than women do, our lats get really tight. And it's not that we don't necessarily have the shoulder mobility, it's that our lats and our rhomboids are not relaxing to allow that full range of motion, because we're basically hitting tissue end range, right? Another thing I do is called a samurai. I take my stick, my PVC pipe, straight over my shoulder. I reach across and grab. So elbow points straight ahead, rib cage down. Something you can do to help keep your rib cage down is actually set your pipe on it, right? And then we can externally rotate. Then I will contract my rotation for 5 seconds, relax. Contract for 5 seconds, and relax. We can do that on both sides. Usually I go through a whole minute on both sides. Another thing we can do with the pipe, if you're having particular difficulty with range of motion, you can get next to a box or a bench or something that's familiar, get your traditional clean grip, put your elbows on a flat surface. Notice I'm not hyperextending my back. My back is flat, and we start bringing ourselves down as though we're looking through the window. Now once we start looking through the window, you'll feel a lot of tension on your shoulders. Keep your back nice and straight. Start curling your biceps nice and slow. You'll feel a lot of external pull and stretching on your lats. Just like this. And you'll notice as you go, the more you'll be able to curl. You can sit down more, or open your lats up even more, and start putting more external rotation on that shoulder joint. One last thing I do, if you're a little bit more advanced or hurting for time to open your shoulders up, say you showed up late to class, you got a thruster workout that's getting ready to happen, or some heavy, front rack movements, lunges, squats, things of that nature. I will grab the bar, I'll go a little bit past my clean grip, I'll come up to my front rack, press it over my head, right? And I'll drop the barbell away from my head. So if you look, my rib cage is flat, my back's straight, and I'm using the weight of the barbell to help with external rotation. From here, once you hit the end of your tissue, you can gently lift your upper body up and down. I'm not bouncing with my elbows, because that's unnecessary strain on the elbow. I'm lifting my shoulder pockets up and down, using my lats to help warm them up, give blood flow to the area that I want, and get more rotation. From here, we can come in a little bit, do the exact same thing. push away from your body, relax, lift your shoulder pockets up and down. One final thing with the barbell, individual external rotation, nice and slow, as long as you're keeping your ribcage down. I'm not arching my back. To make this happen, I'm keeping my ribcage down, and I'm letting my shoulders go through their natural range of motion. That's a pretty handy warm-up or pieces of warm-up for getting your shoulders going if you're having difficulty with range of motion. Real quick, if you like our content, please click like and subscribe at the bottom of the screen. And as always, it's clobbering time!